Hey, hi all. So today I'll show you how you can enable your APM monitoring and real user monitoring when you have microservice-based application using Datadog. So application I'm taking EasyTrade. Okay. So you need to understand that when you have a microservice-based application, okay, for monolith already I have one video where you can go and you can understand that. When you have a microservice-based application running using Docker, how you can enable your APM monitoring and real user monitoring. Okay. Even infra monitoring, right? Even infra monitoring. Okay. So what are the prerequisites when you have a VM? So Docker has to install, Git has to be installed, and Docker Compose plugin has to be installed. So I have created a VM, which is my new VM. This is a VM that I have created just now. Okay. So that VM I'm using it. So the first prerequisite is Docker has to be installed, right? So let me install the Docker. So VM install Docker. So Docker is getting installed now. Then once your Docker is installed, you need to enable the Docker. So let's get installed. So let enable this. So systemctl enable Docker. So symlink will get created. Now you need to start the Docker. You check this systemctl status Docker. The Docker is running. Now let me install some JQ library, which is already installed. Now I'm using Docker Compose. Okay, so Docker Compose version is this. Let me download this. Now give some permissions to the path. Check the Docker Compose version. So 2.25. Now you can export the path. Now let me print this. Now do source dash hosting. So if you type docker hyphen compose hyphen version, you can use this. Okay, now let me install the Git. Git is also installed. So all the prerequisites installed. So let me clone this. So this is my application, which is available publicly. You GitHub Dynatrace EG Trade. Okay, so you can copy this. I'll go to my server, git clone ls cd EG Trade docker hyphen compose up hyphen d data mode. So it is running. So let's check that. So if you go to this VM, copy this public IP, open your URL, Control V, colon 80. Not yet secure. Wait for a few minutes. So meanwhile, let's go to your Datadog portal. Go to here, integration, install agent. Your application running on container platform. So I'm using Docker. So what are the feature you want to enable? You want to enable infra? Yes. So APM infra by default will get included. APM, I want to enable log also. Additional, you want some app and API protection, which is very new. Let's enable this workload protection, code security, like vulnerability and all, right? Those kind of things also it provide. Then agent integration, which is fine. Environment, I'm giving prod. Let's take a staging. Customize library. You want to customize your library, which is fine. So that you can mention that version. Otherwise, leave it as it is. Okay. So first thing I have to run this. So first let's check that. So it will take few minutes. So it is pulling this image from Docker Hub. Okay. And because first they're trying to find locally is not available. So this is pulling this image from Docker Hub. And once your image will get pulled, then it will run that image. So now, so we need to enable this. So this, right? So we need API key. So I will select the API key also. So this is enabled. So this is your API key. This is your site. This is your, what are the feature you are going to enable? So you see this, right? So what are the features you are going to enable? And then you are running them. They're very simple. Okay. Basically, real user monitoring is a little complicated. Not that much because you need to put it in your their code, then you need to build that image, then you need to run the image, all those things. Hit this URL. So now see, my easy trade is running now. It's still not coming up, but now URL is loading. Means all the service is not yet loaded. Okay. So I'm able to log in. I can able to instrument, deposit. So my applications are running. So I'm able to order. So it is happening. So if you go to your server and check all the services getting pulled. Okay. Let's open the new session. Now containers are getting running. It's a mini service. Okay. So now Docker PS, see all the containers are running. If you see Docker images, so this is your image. Okay. So now what I have to do? I have to go to your Datadog portal and run this. Okay. So go to your here, cd double dot mkdir Datadog. cd Datadog, paste this. Now, after that, I need to run this command. Wait for a few minutes. So that has a script running. Run. Now run this. So pulling that data of the image and extracting. It is around 282.2 MB of image. So basically, when you have microservices application, you are playing with jar file. When you have monolith, you are playing with jar file. When you have microservice application, you have to play with Docker image. Okay. So if you do Docker PS, you see Datadog agent, this guy. Here we have a Datadog agent. This is your container ID, this is your image name, and this is your DD agent. Okay. Now what I have to do? So I have enabled all the features, right? So now you see after this, what they are saying is to run only Datadog per node, you need to restart your application process. So how you can restart your application process? So cd double dot cdeg trade, and I need to do docker hyphen compose down. So I need to stop all this microservice and then I need to start my microservice. So all your APM monitoring get enabled and infra is already enabled. Your APM is also got enabled, will get enabled. So I'm stopping the application. So Docker compose down. So all the microservice except Datadog will be stopped. Then again I will start that. Wait for a few minutes. Wait for a few more minutes. Hmm. So if you see Docker PS, only Datadog agent is running. Apart from that, everything. So you need to, after when you add that, right? So you need to restart your application. So restart your application, all can do Docker. So I have done that. Docker hyphen compose up hyphen D detach mode. So it will run in the background. So now starting your image, right? Because already this image is available. You might have seen that this is my image in the upper right when you do that. It's already available locally, so it will not take much time. So polling is not needed. Just you have to run that. So no need to have your jar file and putting that all those things because when you have a monolith, then you are playing with the jar file attached with tracer, and then you start your application along with your tracer. No, when you have container-based application, just no need to do any changes in the APM in your microservice. Just you have to run your Datadog agent as a container, and you have to restart your application. So APM part will get enabled. Okay, so now let me see that. So started, check your application is running. Colon 80. So my application is running now. We have two modes. Running now. Okay. So now my application loaded successfully. Data is coming up. This coming up. Okay. Withdraw, credit card. So now you see it takes little time. So now data is coming up. Taking time. Okay. So now if you go to your this check, the host is getting visible. You see this, right? Agent. Okay. So now if you go to your infrastructure and go to your host list, host. So my host is coming up now. You see, all the service metric is coming up. It is not yet loaded successfully. Still, it is coming up. So if you see APM services, you see, so all we have is trade manager. These are the service. These are the database. These are your inferred service. All those are coming up. Okay. So all your microservices are APM is all enabled now. Now, how you can enable your real user monitoring? So real user monitoring, so you need to go to your digital experience, which is called DEM unit. Okay. So go here and manage your application. So you need to create applications. Either you create from here in the same. So you go here, select the JavaScript. Okay. Application name, you give here EG trade. Create application. So create them done. So there is a NPM node package manager, CDN sync, and CDN sync. So we have three options. I'm going with CDN sync. You can give your environment a staging, service name EG trade, which is fine. Everything, keep it as simple. You want to increase, that is fine. For session replay, I don't want to increase. So this is so this JavaScript, this guy, I need to put in your code. So what I can do is, I'll go to my server, cd ls, cd src ls. So here you see there is a front-end service. So you need to do the changes in the front end. Okay. So cd front-end ls. So there is a index.html page. So if you open this index.html page, insert, okay. So you have to add, so this is yours in this way. Okay. So what I can do is copy this. Here you go, escape colon percentage D. I'm removing that. And again, you go insert mode and paste it. So I have copied that. and paste this. So you have added application ID, client token. So what is my application ID? So go here, PUB. The application ID is 8B. Okay, so I can copy this, which is your client token and application ID. So this is my client token. So go copy this, go to your server and change this. For different environments. So just you have to do the change. Okay. Now this is my application ID. Go to your Datadog portal, copy your application ID. Okay. Go here, paste this. Done. Okay. Environment state. Escape, colon, WQ explanation. So now you have done the changes. So now already your application is running. So how you can do that? So what I can do is only microservice image I need to do that. So src, done that. ls, cd back, one step back, ls. I'll create one mode. Okay. So I'll create vi. I will run this. Just you type. You create a new YAML file. Vi compose.dev. You can take, create a new file. Compose.override.yaml. Okay. Okay. Insert. Only I need to do the change it for this file. So I have given content, build context, it is available in the front end, Docker file, image. Save it. Unless you have compose.override.yaml file. Now what I can do is Docker ps and stop the container. So Docker stop container ID. So what is your, which one I should stop? So easy trade. So which one is my easy trade? Check. So this is my, okay, so do one thing. images. So you check for easy trade front end. So this is my front end. So this is my image. So command C, Docker RMI and paste. So it will ask you, so they'll ask you container you need to delete. Okay. So Docker stop container ID. Sorry. Copy this. Stop your container. Stop. Docker delete. Delete the container. Done. Okay. Docker RM is this deleted? Now Docker RM. So it got deleted. If you type Docker images, you cannot see the image, which is your EG thread, which is your front end. Front end revert proxy is there, but front end is not there. So now what I can do is, so ls, so we have compose.yaml file. So already I have created, so I can run override the YAML file. So only that I can build it. I can run this. So docker compose -f compose.yaml file. You can take complete this one, and then docker compose override.yaml. Upon the build in front end. No such file directory. Okay. So this is only compose.override, not docker hyphen. Okay. So see, I'm building the image. Only front end I'm building because I have done the changes in the front end service, right? If you see now this application, it will not get loaded. You see bad gateway because front end is not available. It will take time because we are building the image, right? With the Docker Compose file. So command is whenever you have only changes, so Docker Compose -net compose.yaml file, you need to take complete YAML file hyphen, and then you need to add, and you build only front end. So that is the reason in this file, right? I have mentioned only front end image. Whatever the image you do the changes, like this, you have to do that. So it will get synced. And we are building the image also, and we are starting also. You see, right? Up hyphen D. NPM is getting installed, NPM will get built, all those things. So still expecting a data. Set still bad gateway, but trying to run now. You see, it is getting built now. So my application got built. You see, right? It still is not yet built successfully, but there still data is coming up. You see, successfully not yet built. Still, it is running. So it is running now. Okay. So now you see my application is running. Okay. So now my applications are running. Buy, sell, all those things, instrument, deposit, withdraw, credit card. So let me generate some traffic. And go to your withdraw, autofill, withdraw, credit card, autofill, credit card, instrument. You click here, you buy, sell 100, buy, autofill, success, fail transaction, sell, autofill, success transaction. Okay, so now you have a you can order a credit card. Login manager. Amada. Generate some traffic. Okay. So my applications are built now. So if you go to your application and you see this. So data is coming up. So again, you go here and manage application. Open this, enabled. You click on this. If you see performance metrics, retention, and you see you want to view your sessions, you see, so whatever the credit card that we have done that, it is enabled. And you see, right? So this is the way you can enable your APM monitoring, real user monitoring, all those things. Okay. And you see this. So this is your application, JavaScript. And if you go one step back, user data collection. These are the data it is getting collected. You see configuration checklist, whether it is enabled or not. Detected performance metrics. This is your performance metrics. And this is your error tracking. Okay, so any same thing. You go one step back. Summary. You see here you have a complete summary. So you see the data is coming now. This is your RAM data. Okay. So environment staging, version, I have not added, develop country, because they are accessing browser, which country. You see this, right? This is your data. So write out, this is your front end. You see this data is coming in. Okay, so this is the way you can enable your real user monitoring. Okay, so basically, when you have a microservices application, so what you have to do is you have to. So there is a three-way when you do the instrumentation, right? One is npm based node package manager. So when you have a node package manager, you can do the changes in the package.json file. You can see this, right? So there will is a ls. If you go cd src ls cd front end ls. So if you go this package.json file, right? In this file, if you go to this change age, you'll see new application and JS XYZ. When you create this, right? So there is a three-way. So if you go npm, right? So you see after adding this in your to your package.json file. Okay, so you can add in the package.json file if you go to npm. Yeah, either you can go, and if you want to do the changes in the index.html, then you can go with the cdn sync. Yeah, cdn sync. Okay. So this is the basically index.html will be go to cdn sync. Okay, so this is the way you can enable your real user model. Is that clear for everyone? This is your view. Okay, you see this. Relax and what are the things. Even you can enable your user tab. So see, if you go to this, RAM, manage application, open this, right? So we are collecting the user data, but you see this configuration checklist, you see. What are the features are not getting detected? You see user identification. So again, if you want to enable user tab, then you need to go here and then you need to enable this. So what you have to do is in the code, again, you have to do some changes, okay? So that it will take your ID, okay? User ID, either the user ID, email, whatever things, okay? Yeah, username, whatever things you have. So you need to do the changes which you have in this code again. So that's it for this lecture. Hope is it clear for everyone how you can enable your real user monitoring when you have a microservice-based application. This is your APM monitoring. And if you go to your infrastructure, host, you can see containers, all the containers you have. Even we have a container page itself. So if you go to your search and just to type container, you can find your container page where you can find all the images. If you go to your any container, which is your, this is your container, this is, if you go inside that, you can understand the container utilizations, all those things, okay? Is that clear for everyone? Okay, so that's it for this lecture. Hope you guys understood the sessions.